Ladies and gentlemen, I am the American Spy Fox. I have a follow-up video. We're going to talk about some comments from the previous video. We're going to even call Gary Cobain and read some comments to him. First thing I wanted to acknowledge, apparently a lot of people don't understand how microphones work. When you're talking on a phone and it's not on speakerphone, it's up to your ear, like in the video. These microphones are only designed to get what's right in front of them. That's why when you watch podcasts like Joe Rogan, they're right up on the microphone. So you have to go in, if you're recording a phone conversation, you have to go in and edit the audio and turn it way up because the microphone is barely picking it up. I thought that was pretty evident. Funny enough, a friend was here while I was editing that last video, and she said, you know there's going to be some dummies who are like, this sounds weird. And I was like, no, nobody's that stupid. Ladies and gentlemen, I am the American Spy Fox. Welcome to the channel. This is a follow-up video to the video I just posted last night or this morning, whenever it was, and I'm not going to talk about this anymore. I'm not arguing with anybody. I'm not responding to comments. Say whatever you want to say. I don't care. My job is to protect the integrity of this case and to hopefully deter people from taking advantage of Kurt's uncle, an elderly man, by the way, and lonely, self-professed. He told me he's been down in the dumps. He's lonely. His brother died. Don and Gary's brother, Jim, died. Like, he's at a very vulnerable point in his life and he's lonely. So I'm hoping to deter anyone in the future of coercing this guy, taking advantage of him, manipulating him, having him do things he might not even understand. I'm hoping to deter anyone from messing with this person. And he may not know who the good guys are. He may not know, who's really got my best interest at heart here. So it's easy, as any man on earth knows, it's very easy for a woman to lie to a man if he is open to her company. And I'm hoping that some of you who have decent hearts, that you'll write Gary a letter and tell him, don't be letting these people take advantage of you, man. A couple things that I want you to do if you're interested, and I will give you his address, have his permission. I've talked to him probably 3 times today. I'm going to share a little of that. Oh, it's fake. It's fake. Dude, I've been friends with Gary Cobain since I met him in October of 2023 when we revealed the autopsy on my channel. The video, now I didn't post the video until later, so I don't think it was like, I don't know, it might say it was only 4 or 5 months old, but the video's from October of 2023. I told him I was going to ask people to eliminate the middleman. If you'd like to help Gary Cobain, the address will be in the description. You can write him a letter. You can send him money. Okay, Gary's car broke down. He has no vehicle. By the way, I made a deal. I'm going to go and purchase the autopsy, and we're going to record more with better cameras and lighting and just make that Washington trip documentary what it should have been. So I wonder, when I put out the video of me literally purchasing it from Gary, if people say, that's fake. Come on, these aren't objective comments you're reading, guys. These are people with hidden agendas who are friends with each other. For all we know, it's one person with 20 different profiles acting like they're different people. And you know what's funny about these comments is none of them actually address what they did. What do people do when they're caught in a trap and their back's up against the wall? They attack. They go on the offensive. They don't defend themselves because they know there's no defense. Typical human behavior. Yes, I know that people are like, what's the point in buying this? Most of it's online anyway. You can print it for free. Well, I think of it differently. Why? Because I feel it is a valuable historical document. I don't care if some people got pictures of most of it and put it online and you can print it for free. There's a lot of things that he has other people don't have. Like I said, Leland Cobain sort of became an investigator on his own. All kinds of letters and police reports and, things that he's not sharing, right? Things that weren't stolen. I would love it if you care about the integrity of the Cobain case. If you truly want to help Gary Cobain, don't send me money. Don't send anyone else money. Go and send money to the address down below directly to Gary and tell him how much you care about him, that he's not alone. We just talked for about an hour. He was telling me about his brother passing. He said, Kurt's grandmother passed. Similar problems, heart problems. He's worried about himself because he's getting older. He's scared of death. I was telling him I'm scared of death. I'm only 42 and I'm already worried about it. I think everybody is afraid of death. Write Gary a letter. Tell him you care about him. And if you can, send him $5, $10, $20, whatever. Help this guy get a new car. But the biggest thing, in all seriousness, is let him know he's not alone. Let him know that you too believe his nephew didn't unalive himself. Let him know that you think about him, you care about him, and you're grateful that he was willing to even talk about this and share with people. Here in about a month, I'm going back out to Washington with a filmmaker. We're going to do some more shit, and I've already worked out the deal. I am purchasing essentially an entire box of everything that Leland Cobain investigated and collected over the years. I have informed him, do not, under any circumstances, allow anyone to see these things. That's part of our deal as a way to deter people away from going there and convincing him to show them things that they could potentially take a picture of behind his back. If you just want to see it and read it and you have a good heart, yeah, okay. But going out there to take advantage of this guy, manipulate him, steal from him, bullshit. I would literally hang out with this dude and protect him from people like that myself, but I live too far away. If there are any long-term subscribers or long-term patrons that I can trust who live in Washington, who could potentially go and check up on Gary for me, please email me. I would like to talk to you. I'm not trying to be dramatic or get too personal or anything like that, but I worry about the guy. That's all I care about at this point. I got 2 more Cobain videos left in me. I'm letting everybody know. I've got the last Nirvana series and the Washington trip documentary, and I'm done. If you care anything about the integrity of the case or hoping to prevent people from manipulating, coercing, taking advantage of Kurt's uncle, watch this, listen. Hopefully you'll be proactive. Write Gary a letter. Tell him, don't be fucking with these people. Once people hear their theory, well, you know what? I'll let them come out with their stuff and then you decide on your own. I'll just say I don't buy it. I don't think Grant had anything to do with it. Like, if there was a witness who knew everything, then he would at this point be an accomplice for withholding information. None of it adds up. None of it makes sense. I'm going to do something I never do. I'm going to read a couple comments from the last video I posted, and we're even going to call Gary and talk to him and read the comments to him just to see what he says. Let's see what we find out. Let's try to solve this mystery. Whoever this is, nameless, faceless, right here. Hey everyone, we are aware of the post being made. As always, you guys have the choice to believe what you want. Once again, another person is showing their true colors. Really? That's funny. This person's on my platform talking to everybody. Okay, let's continue. I was just thinking, they said another person. That means that there's other people before me who were questioning the authenticity. Like, people are on to this already before me. You're completely ignoring the fact that you committed a felony and tricked an old man. Michelle has a call scheduled with Gary later today, and she is going to try to get a message directly from him to post. So I've spoken to Gary 3-4 times today. One conversation we had lasted about an hour. He knew nothing about a scheduled phone call and could not recall anyone with the name of Michelle, although he did recall one of these ladies, and you're going to hear that in our conversation. One thing I'll warn you about is, let's see, Gary's been on my channel before. People know I'm friends with him, obviously. Yet, I'll remind you that the teaser trailer that these same people put out with AI used AI to duplicate Kurt Cobain's voice. You can go to a website called I Know All About AI, and I'm sure there's going to be people, oh, he fake Gary's voice. Okay, well, just watch later when I post a video of me and him together and I'm purchasing the Autopsy. Like, my God, he's been on my channel before. Really? You're going to accuse me of something so stupid? However, I would accuse them You can go to a website called 11 Labs, pay $1, and with a 30-second clip of anyone's voice, you can duplicate their voice. So I would say anything that they posted with Gary Cobain's voice would obviously be under the same scrutiny, right? You would maybe say to them, oh, that's fake, right? But if you're using logic, who's telling the truth here? The guy who's met him and been on camera with him before and is friends with him for nearly a year now? Or the people who came out of nowhere with the high as fuck witness claiming that Tom Grant was there and knew everything and, oh wait, duplicated Kurt Cobain's voice in their only video? I can't even believe I have to respond. I just called Gary again, didn't edit it, put it on speakerphone so I didn't have to adjust the volume at all. And you'll hear that in a second with Gary, because I'm confused too. This is what bothers me. He says, right after ASF visited Gary, 2 people did visit Gary and pictures were taken. They had nothing to do with us. Gary just told me on the phone that it was somebody named Oriole, some girl named Oriole who stole the pictures. So that is solved. That was a felony. Oriole, my God, who would go into an old man's house and steal documents? You were so desperate to get your name out there and to get attention for yourself that you stole government documents out of an old man's house while he was making coffee in the kitchen, you piece of shit. And by the way, Oriole, stealing from the elderly is a whole new classification. I wish that he would have called the cops on you. It's too late now. It's obviously too late now. I don't know if there's a statute of limitations on stealing classified documents, but I just want you to know that was a shitty thing to do. You knew that I had a buyer set up, a surgeon, a cardiovascular surgeon from Florida was going to pay Gary $50,000 for that autopsy and use it to write a book. And you fucked that up for him. Then you have the audacity to go online and act like you're buddies with him or something? My God. I've told my patrons for months, Gary has a weakness for women. That's why all women are attracted to him like a fucking moth to a flame. They know that they can manipulate him. They know that they can get things out of him. Another lady got over a dozen family pictures from the family photo album, told Gary she would pay him like $150 a piece for them, and then she just ghosted him. Jesus, man. While we're at it, let me go ahead and apologize to Neil Lowe, the Seattle police captain that I interviewed. He had told me he audited the case. He had everything on the case. For a while, I assumed that it was actually Neil Lowe who leaked it to Grant because he was the one person in the world who had access. So, turns out I was wrong. I apologize. It was somebody named Oriole who had the guts to go in the guy's home and just snap photos behind his back while he's making coffee. Those two things were in the same video, so they seemed like I was accusing the same people, but they weren't paying attention to the video because I said the name of the person. I just beeped it out. The thing is, we don't know. Is Oriole a part of this group? Is she not? There's so many different names that are claiming to be doing the same project. I'm almost starting to think it's like 1 or 2 people that have like 20 different profiles. There's even some dude named Eric saying it was all his project, that he had been holding on to it for years. He shared it with them and now they've stolen his witness and aren't giving him any credit. Like, this thing is a mess. It kind of seems like none of them really know what they're doing. They're just kind of along for the ride and hanging on as tight as they can, white knuckling that shit. You want to keep sending us money? I'll hold on to this ride for as long as that donation money comes in. So many comments I get, like backhanded comments from people. Their answer is in the video. They just don't pay attention to what I'm saying. If you really wanted to talk shit to me and cut deep and actually make an honest comment that people know is real, you should have said, well, ASF, your supporters sent you to Seattle and you said you were going to make a documentary out of the whole trip. Where the fuck is that at? You haven't done it yet. That's what I would say if I was trying to get under my skin. The answer to that is it's still coming. We have to go back and film some more because there's all these dramatic events that are happening ongoing behind the scenes that I just want to include the whole crazy ride in the documentary. Also, I would add to that I've also created dozens of videos for years so people know I'm good for it, whereas you have created nothing and you're using an elderly man that you manipulated in order to gain the trust of these people. I've already arranged to go out there with a filmmaker, we're going to actually have a real camera. It's going to be pretty sweet. We know that the Who Killed Kurt group did not steal the autopsy. I'm not accusing them of stealing an autopsy. I am accusing you of forgery. At the very least, once you hear the conversation I just had with Gary Cobain, coercion, manipulation, because there is absolutely zero reasons why anyone but a blood family member who Gary has known his entire life should have any kind of legal representation of this guy. I'm 100% positive that if for any reason you had to go to court linked to this document, that the judge would say, shame on you, you should have known better. This is not for a stranger, this is for someone he trusts and loves him. Again, you will see that Gary doesn't remember. He says they asked for my autograph, so they could have literally traced it, like I already suggested, or they got him to sign something and he didn't understand what it was. I literally asked him, do you understand what power of attorney means? That means you're like a child and they have legal representation over you like a guardian. Yes, I understand as it pertains to blah, 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 the Kurt Cobain case. That's just a ploy to get people to think that you have some kind of authority that you do not have. Anybody can go to a police station and say, hey, look at this. That like literally hundreds, thousands of podcasters have done it. You don't need an attorney. You don't need a power of attorney. You don't need any of that shit. All that was a mechanism for you to manipulate the people who are liking your comments into believing that you have some kind of authority that you don't have. You haven't even provided any kind of entertainment, any kind of research, nothing. I haven't seen you post any videos except for that AI teaser trailer where you duplicated a man's voice. So now I can't trust anything that I hear from you because it could just be fucking AI. I understand that just like me, your entire life you have invested emotion into this and you want closure. We're getting older. Like we don't live forever. So when a witness comes along and says that they know exactly what happened and I can finally just put the nail in the coffin, we want to believe it so bad. I wanted to believe it. When somebody sent me their AI teaser trailer, I was for it. I was like, fuck yeah, somebody finally knows what's up. And then, I had, at this point, dozens of people filling me in on all the drama surrounding this Who Killed Kurt thing and another guy that they apparently stole it from. The police are not going to care about this because the dude is obviously under the influence, and these women have shown that they will manipulate older men. Okay. I'm going to be completely transparent with you. I've known Gary a long time. He loves company from pretty women, just like every other man in the world. And when you're older and single and you're starting to think about death and you're feeling lonely, it's real easy to want to appease somebody who's just giving you company. He's alone. He's an old, lonely man. He just told me he had to walk clear to Montesano and back. Dude lives way out in the country because his car broke down. He had to walk to get groceries. I said, well, Gary, don't you have a daughter or somebody who could just pick you up and give you a ride to the grocery store? Nah, man, they work all the time. They're busy. When women or a group of women come to visit him, he enjoys the company, as any man would. So it would be very, very easy for a decent looking woman to encourage Gary to do things that he knows he shouldn't do, or maybe he doesn't really understand the implications of what he's doing. I believe that these women know that. They saw it immediately, and it's just within their own characteristics that they will take advantage of such situations. Plus, I heard a little birdie told me that you stole that shit from some dude named Eric. Imagine that. A group of women manipulating Gary Cobain stole something from another researcher named Eric, who's a real researcher and a real filmmaker. Am I right, ladies? Are you not giving Eric the credit he deserves for something you're claiming is your project and yours alone? Did you steal the shit from Eric? You know what? Here, I challenge you. Reveal your name. Reveal your face like I do. You love putting me down online. You love talking shit about me on Twitter and Reddit and all your stupid little online accounts. Why don't you show your face and your name and write us all a Nirvana series video? How I'll even post it on my channel. Let's see what you're capable of. I'm not talking about an interview, a 4-hour fucking interview with a dude who's obviously high on dope. I'm talking about a real research video that makes sense, that has details that no one had really thought about. Write that video and I will post it to my channel for you. I'll even praise you for it. I bet you can't do it. I'd love to hear you narrate a 20, 30, 40-minute long video. You have no authority. All you're doing is manipulating people. But if you can prove to us that you are a real digital creator and a real researcher and an investigator, you say you need money for your investigation, make a video. I promise you, on everything I love, if you narrate a good video with your own research using your own dialogue and you edit it all together as a digital creator would do, I will post it to my channel and kiss your ass and apologize. And I'll never talk about the Cobain case again. Ever. If you can make me one 25-minute video that makes any bit of fucking sense and prove to us all that you did it on your own, yourself, no AI, I promise you, I'll apologize. I'll never talk about the case again. It'll be the last video I ever post to my channel. I bet you can't do it because you're not any of the things you claim to be. And it doesn't matter how many times these women go to his house and sweet talk him and manipulate him. And you're going to find out, even get him to sign an autograph.
Oh.
Gary, it's Charles again.
Oh, hi.
Hey, can I read something to you right quick?
I don't care.
Okay, well, this woman that is a part of this says that Michelle has a call with you, that she's going to be calling you later today, and they're saying that you know them and you did sign power of attorney to them and that they'll be talking to you today.
Today?
Michelle Wilkins? You want me to read their comment to you?
Yeah.
Okay. It says, the girl that took pictures of the autopsies at Gary's home, then printed them, and someone within that camp leaked it to Grant. Gary was being lied to all along, being told that Charles had a buyer for the autopsy and that they would be there on May 15th. Yeah, okay, well, check this out. The reason the original buyer didn't buy it is because Tom Grant leaked the autopsy. That was in December of 2023. That was way
that girl that took the pictures is named Oriole.
Okay, so Oriole's the one that actually stole it. But anyway, the call, it says, Michelle explained on the other post, the power of attorney is solely pertaining to filing information pertaining to Kurt case with the authorities. The document was witnessed and notarized. People are going to come out of the woodwork with these wild accusations, but as always, we are more than willing to tell the true story. They're saying you did, in fact, sign this document.
Huh?
Gary, did you sign anything with a lady named Michelle?
No, not with Michelle.
Was there anybody else that you signed something with?
This one lady came, Connie, that I signed an autograph.
You signed your autograph?
Yeah.
Did you sign it to a notarized paper that said they had power of attorney over Kurt's investigation?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. I don't know. It sounds to me like they're taking advantage of you.
Yeah.
I don't think, Gary, I don't think maybe you understood what they were trying to do. And these women are coercing you into doing things that you should not do.
Yeah.
See, they did. Wow. Okay, so it was someone named Connie. Connie. Now, I don't know why they're saying Michelle, and I've heard Lisa. It sound. Do you have a weakness for women, Gary? Because it sounds like women can easily get you to do things.
I don't know. I might.
Okay. Well, but you're saying right now that you gave them your autograph, but you don't recall signing power of attorney for any Kurt Cobain investigation. I wish I would have never made that fucking video, because then people wouldn't have known how easy it is to go and talk to him. I think we can all agree that no one should be taking legal documents to Gary. No one should be asking Gary for his autograph unless he's autographing art. I was pointing at the wall because that's where I hung a piece of his art. And honestly, that stuff doesn't make any sense anyway. I highly doubt if for any reason it was ever in court, they would understand that it was either traced or he was coerced into it, and he really doesn't even understand what it is. After listening to that, anybody with a brain would agree and say, yeah, nobody should be taking legal documents for Gary Cobain to sign. I think we can all agree that we need to protect him from people like this who are going to take advantage and try to make money for themselves based off, come on, man. Come on. Do any of you really believe or agree that what they've done is right and moral and just? And what does it even have to do with the Cobain case? Why do you need a power of attorney for anything? Unless it's somehow we want to own these things so we can make money from it. And we can manipulate people into believing that we have some kind of status we have yet to achieve, right? To sort of hopefully come to a solution, because we can bicker and argue, and their friends will take up for them, and they'll make up rumors. I've noticed they have no problem putting words in my mouth and making up shit. I'm just going to make this simple. I'm not going to argue with anybody. I'm just going to ask that you shred the document and forget about it. You do not need power of attorney over Gary Cobain for any reason. He has a son. If he ever needs a power of attorney, I'm sure he'll ask his son to do it for any reason. I don't care what your excuse is. You're a stranger. This dude couldn't even recall your names barely. I wonder if his son knows about this. I don't think his son would like it very much. Whenever somebody needs any kind of power of attorney for any reason, they should be going to someone they've known their whole life, a blood relative, not some stranger on the internet who's selling Who Killed Kurt merchandise and accepting donations. Again, if you want to give Gary Cobain a donation, cut out the middleman, go to the description, write him a letter, and send him a $20 bill. You're not an investigator. You're not a police officer. You're not an attorney. Matter of fact, you're not even a fucking YouTuber, because you haven't made any content. I've also failed to mention that one of your personal Facebook profiles says you're a recovering crackhead. What do crackheads do? Lie, cheat, steal, con, manipulate? You don't need it. I'm just saying everybody should just ask these people to get rid of the document. Continue with your project, your 4-hour-long interview with the high guy, whatever you want to do. Get rid of the fucking document. It's not necessary, and it's shady, and it's sketchy. And if you do that, then there's no problem. I will even delete the videos that I've made talking about this if you'll just get rid of the document. Sounds fair to me. There's been all kinds of people talk shit about me and make videos. They've never offered to take them down. So, seems like a fair offer. What do you guys think? I have absolutely no problem with removing these videos. You do the right thing, I'll do the right thing. Again, there's no reason for you to have any power over that guy at all. That's a family matter. That has nothing to do with you. I don't know the truth at this point, The first time I talked to Gary, he was very adamant that he had no clue who any of you were. He hadn't signed anything. It must have been traced. You know, second, third, fourth phone conversation, then it's like, oh, well, I did. So I don't know. I don't know if you coerced him. I don't know if you manipulated him. I don't know if you just forged it. I don't know. But what I do know is you don't need it. And I'm hoping that anyone who cares about this dude and realizes that Kurt Cobain was a real person with real family also asks you to remove the goddamn thing and shred it. Not to mention that, you know, I've managed to get a hold of like this interview, and supposedly they're accusing Tom and Courtney's makeup artist, and it's just such a ridiculous story. It's so ridiculous. Pretty sure by now Tom has educated Lowe on the real facts. They seem to be the only other people sticking to the story, telling the fact. I understand that a lot of you want closure and you're willing to, you know, oh, there's a new witness. You know, I get that, but it just doesn't follow through, man. It's like they put, what is it called? You put the horse before the wagon, or the wagon before the horse. What the fuck ever? Some old-timey saying. I'm going to start selling things, have merchandise, call myself a digital creator, accept donations, claim that I'm giving them to Gary, who hasn't seen a dime for anything. Then maybe later I'll give you the product. The whole thing just stinks to me. Okay, so back, let's go ahead, try to finish this thing up, wrap this thing up. Back to the other people who we have yet to see who they are, what their real names are, whatever. They came on my radar quite a while back. You know, these people who decide, they watch my videos and then they're like, oh, I could do that. I'm going to do that. I want to do that, right? And then they want to be proactive, but they want the shortest route to attention because they don't want to actually do any work. They don't want to put in the time and effort and research and make videos for years. And they believe the shortest route to achieving something they never actually did any work for is to use other people's names who do have some bit of status. It's like instant gratification. And they, for some reason, think that the easiest way to obtain this status is to attack someone who's doing what they want to do. I've seen it time and time again. It's been written about in psychology books. It's typical human behavior. People will sort of, pardon me for saying this, but envy you, and then they'll attack you. But secretly respect what you're doing and know that they haven't done any amount of work. If they'd spend as much time working on their project as they do organizing smear campaigns against me and Grant and other people, then they would obtain whatever they're looking for through hard work. Gary told me months ago that people were showing up at his house talking shit about me like they knew me. People I've never talked to who clearly watched my videos. So it's not going to surprise me if, to save face, they go to him, coerce him into saying something on camera and totally backtracking everything he's told me and trying to make it out like I'm a bad guy. What I'm trying to do is protect the integrity of this case. I have 2 more videos left in me, guys, and then I'm moving on. Okay? 2 more Cobain videos and I'm moving on. I'm done with it. I've already exhausted all my ideas, every detail I could find in every newspaper, book, or documentary you can think of. Okay, it's getting a bit ridiculous at this point to continue just regurgitating the same stuff. I don't care whether you like it or not. I've already proven myself. People have already noticed that it's a very comprehensive list of videos, a very comprehensive research project that took me about 5 years to do. I had zero intentions of talking about this until certain things were brought to my attention. You women came into my comments and were poking the bear. Why aren't you talking about us? Why aren't you talking about who killed Kurt? Don't think I haven't noticed people in comment sections. Dude, I make videos on all kinds of subjects. Some of my most highly viewed videos have nothing to do with the Cobain case. They're always here. It's like, it's annoying. It becomes pestering, like sending people to message me, trying to get me to talk about your project. Well, you wanted me to talk about it. I talked about it. It just becomes annoying and pestering, like a thorn in your side, Okay. You don't agree. You don't like the videos. Why the fuck are you there? I can upload a video and within 10 seconds, these people are there. Like, it doesn't seem like you don't like my channel. As well, Gary has reassured me that he will give them no such statement, nor talk to them about me at all. I would highly question, if something does come out, I would highly question it. People questioning me, that's just stupid. Like, I've been friends with this guy for a long time. He's been on my channel. I'm literally buying the Autopsy from him. Who are these people? Have they ever made a video with anybody on it? Ever? But you don't. Oh, okay. So you're not going to question them, the people who used AI to duplicate Kurt's voice, but you'll question the guy who's interviewed all the people they want to talk about. Okay, that makes so much fucking sense. Bye bye.